Laser sights are an essential firearms training tool, clearly correcting and improving the two most important shooting fundamentals, aiming and trigger control. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
It's the NRA's 2016 Annual Meetings and Exhibits in Louisville, and Tom is on location at the FN booth on the show floor.
Yes, we are. We are at the NRA's annual meetings in Louisville, Kentucky. We're in the FN booth having a bunch of fun over here. The booth is full. People are everywhere. You can't walk through the aisles. You're trying to move around here, and it's like we got a lot of rubbernecking going on around here, guys. You know,
yes, sir. We sure do.
We really do. All right, we got the folks from XS Sights. Monte Long is with us, and Zack Kinsley has joined us. Hey, Zack.
How's it going, Tom?
Excellent. I was just asking who's the better shooter here, and Zack, you just went and gave it up. Said Monte's your guy.
Well, like I said, I've had a little more practice.
That's what you do. That's what you do. Okay. So what's going on with XS Sights these days?
Man, all kinds of stuff. Just working, staying busy.
Yeah?
Yeah. We're looking forward. We've just released some new products. The 24/7 set for the bodyguard.
Really?
Yeah. We've done the sights for a while, but now we're doing a tritium rear.
Okay.
Same thing for the LC9. There again, we've been doing the sights for a while, but now we've got the tritium rear instead of just the white stripe.
Okay.
The really new one that we're really looking forward to actually getting out and on the market is a set of big dots for the newer FNS 9s and 40s.
Oh.
We haven't had anything until, just the last 3 weeks. We've actually had some put on some guns to test and been real happy with them. So
right.
Those should be coming out within the next month to 6 weeks. Yeah.
And really the activity right now is in that mid-size, it seems to me. Those super small guns, they have their niche, and then you got the full-size guns. But for concealed carry, it's that mid-size seems to be the hot area.
The compacts,
yeah. Technically, listed as the compacts, like the FNS,
right.
Kind of right on the borderline. The new FNS compact.
Yeah, of course, the bodyguard's kind of on the smaller end of things there.
Yes, sir. Subcompact area.
Exactly. Which is but they shoot well. That's the other part.
They do.
They shoot better with good sights, though.
Absolutely. That's why we're in business.
Well, and we talk about this. You're a shooter. The shorter the sight radius, the harder it is to shoot, right?
Absolutely.
And then you combine a short sight radius with dinky little, almost invisible sights.
At that point, you're almost as bad as get off point shooting.
You're just pointing your hand out there.
Exactly.
You really are.
Yeah. Putting a good set of sights on it that you can see makes all the difference in the world on anything, but especially on the subcompact guns.
Zack, how do you guys keep up with? There are so many guns that you make sights for. I have no idea how many actual products you have, but how do you make your decisions? What goes into deciding, okay, we're going to do this gun or that gun?
We base a lot of that off of what we personally own.
Okay, you say, hey, I like this. I want sights for it.
Well, yeah,
might as well.
Between the team, we got a pretty big collection. I think that'd be kind of cool to sit down and add it all up between all the XS employees.
I don't want to do that because I might just really convince myself I need another safe, and then I just have to fill that one up too.
Actually, you don't ever want to know how many guns you own. You don't want to know that.
It's doesn't matter because you always need one more.
One more.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? MSNBC was interviewing me one time. They asked me, says, how many guns do you own? And I thought for a minute. I said, well, more than I need and not as many as I want.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Which is, the other part of that is it's actually none of your business.
Well, yeah, but you put it very politely and said pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much. That's right. That's right. I always want one more. You're exactly right. There you go. All right, so you guys are operating out of Texas. You're making your products right there, U.S. made.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so talk to me about tritium, big dot. How does anybody make a decision on any of that stuff? Because you got so many variables.
Well, first of all, they got to figure out what handgun they have and need them on.
Okay.
Next thing, it's kind of a personal preference thing. I know some guys that swear by the standard dot. My personal preference is the big dot, and the big reason is, speaking from the defensive aspect, we get to react. We don't get to be proactive. The LE community kind of frowns on you when you go proactive on stuff like that.
Yep.
And
as we know, from experience, sometimes you don't actually know what's going on there. Don't insert yourself necessarily.
Yes, sir, exactly. But since we're starting off behind the power curve, we're having to react to a problem. I want the biggest, easiest to see front sight I can get, because the handgun doesn't do me any good when I get it out of the holster unless I can actually see the sights, make a good sight alignment, and put the bullets where they need to be. The big dot is a lot faster to acquire coming out of a holster.
That makes sense. I mean, when I've used them, especially on something like J-frame, small revolver, man, that big dot, it sits there like a golf ball.
Yes, sir.
And it just boom, there it is, and then you're on target. Because if you're using one of those small guns, chances are you're using it at a very close distance.
Yes, sir.
Which we ought to at least address. And look, you're a competition shooter. Even up close, you still need to use your sights.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I can't tell you how many times I've seen myself, among others, miss a target at 4 or 5 yards because we got in a hurry. We're trying to get to the next target in line, and it's like, that's got to be good enough. Well, no, you didn't see that front sight. You didn't see it where it needed to be, and when you broke the shot, the bullet went just to the side of the target.
Went over there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not even close to the stress you're going to feel if somebody's trying to cut your head off.
Yes, sir, that's correct. It's nowhere near the stress level.
Excuse me. So, talk to me about your sights for rifles.
We offer white stripes for pretty much anything that you would find as a hunting gun.
Right.
For defensive firearms, specifically the AR family, we offer a white stripe or a tritium stripe that just allows for a front sight there. Again, easy to pick up no matter what. I mean, there again, we talked about it a minute ago. If you can't see the sights, you can't verify alignment, you can't make a shot.
You just can't make the shot.
Running a white stripe in the center of the front sight post, you've got something that you can see in just almost any light condition. If we take an AR or an AK, throw a tritium lamp in the middle of it, it doesn't matter what the light is, you're going to be able to pick up that front sight.
I like, as you're talking, I'm thinking, each time we talk about this, we're talking about picking up the sights quickly. It's always a quickly thing. I remember something Ryan said, 2 or 3 years ago. He was doing something with the XS sights, and he said, what these are really good is for shooting at crap speed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When everything has gone wrong, here we are. Oh, crap, here we go. I got to, bang, there it is. I got to see that sight, and we got to rock.
That's correct. I mean, what's one of the cardinal rules of firearm safety that we have drilled into us by any instructor that's anywhere near decent? You can't make a shot until the sights are aligned on the target where you need them.
And how do you know if you can't see them?
Exactly. And the faster you can see that, the faster you can make a shot. And in a defensive situation or a competitive situation, the goal is to make an acceptable shot as quickly as possible. You got to have sights you can see to do that.
Right. And you have, depending on the sight and the platform and how it works, some of these are fairly easy to install, and some may require the use of gunsmith.
Yes, sir, that's correct. Anything in the Glock family, man, that's an easy install.
Yeah.
We'll have police officers stop by on their lunch break at the shop, and it's, drop a slide off for a Glock and say, hey, can I get these done? Yeah, man, give me 5 minutes. Jared in the shop or Bo, our gunsmith, man, they can swap Glock sights out like you just wouldn't believe.
No kidding.
You get into something like the XD, they take a little more time and a little more care to get them fit correctly. But
you guys offer advice to people. I know you're working on the phones, and people help you out.
Absolutely.
You help people. So that works also. As well. So where are you going next? You're shooting on the circuit? What are you doing?
The next batch I've got is going to be the Rocky Mountain 3-gun in August.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Out at Whittington Center.
Oh, man.
Oh, beautiful place.
Tell people about Whittington Center. How cool is that place?
Oh, man, it is phenomenal.
Raton, New Mexico.
Yes, sir. You got to remember, it's, 33,000 acres of New Mexico that is dedicated to shooting.
You got high elevation, dry air, beautiful surroundings.
Yes, sir.
Why would we not like this?
I love it.
Yeah,
I go
elk bugling.
Absolutely. I mean, we, myself and Ryan, our LE guy, shot a match there last weekend, and it's fun to be able to walk out of the competitor housing, stretch, drink your morning coffee, and watch elk and antelope across the pasture.
Right. Exactly.
There's not a place like it anywhere else.
Yeah, and it's available to everybody. Anybody can go there and shoot.
Yes, sir.
Which is the cool part.
Yep.
All right, so the XS Sights, the website, I believe, is xssights.com.
Yes, sir.
There you go. For those that don't know, it's the letter X, the letter S, and then Sights, SIGHTS, XSSites.com.
Yes, sir.
Nice and easy.
You guys got a lot of cool stuff. I'm a big believer in the XS sights for defensive guns, especially. It just, frankly, it makes it easier to shoot faster in low light situations.
Yes, sir.
Which is, you're going to need the speed, and chances are you're going to be in low light, right?
That's correct.
There you go. Thanks, guys, and good luck on your shooting.
Thank you, sir.
Like you don't need it. You got skill. You don't need luck.
Hey, luck is always a good thing to have on your side if you can get it.
There you go. We'll be right back.
Here at SilencerShop.com, we normally focus on making the world a quieter place. Not today. Rule 41F takes effect soon, making silencer ownership more complicated. The good news is SilencerShop.com can help, but don't delay. Purchase any in-stock silencer by July 6th, and Silencer Shop guarantees to get your Form 4 submitted and execute your transfer before deadline under current rules, or give you $100. The Powered by Silencer Shop guarantee. Details and restrictions at SilencerShop.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition, and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit sigsauer.com today.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Batagroup. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
Every crossbreed holster is handmade, based on the design invented by our founder. A Kydex pocket molded around your gun for perfect retention. Leather backing for comfort. Specially designed clips allow you to tuck in your shirt for complete concealment. The highest quality mag carriers and belts sturdy enough to hold any gun. Our holsters come with a lifetime warranty and 2-week try-it-free guarantee. Crossbreed. Conceal and carry the cross. CrossbreedHolsters.com.
All right, we are here at the FM booth at the NRA's annual meetings, having a ball, just meeting new people. One of the things I love to do is, and this just happened, Kristy Titus joins us now from NRA's I Am America television show, and we're shooting the breeze before we start. We realize that we have a mutual best friend in Ray Elgin, and Ray's been on this show forever. When I go out to Prineville, your hometown,
that's right,
we're going to be doing this radio show live from his house in about 3 weeks.
And unfortunately, I'm not
You're
going
not
to be
there,
home. I'm totally missing out on the party.
You would come over and we would do radio.
Yeah, and then we'd go shoot guns.
You think?
Because that's what we do.
That's what we do. That's right. Because I asked her, she said, she's from Oregon. I said, oh, you're Portland? She looked, it's like you scowled at me. No.
Well, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Prineville is like in the outskirts far away, a little bit from Bend, for those who don't know. Beautiful part of the state.
Yes.
High desert, gorgeous, fabulous.
It's great. Our climate is just absolutely fabulous.
It is.
And it's in the mountains. Like,
right.
You can do any hunting that you want to do, and we've got fabulous fly fishing. So don't move there, everybody.
That's right. Nobody come. You're not allowed
everybody
to.
Stay wherever you're at. But just know that my hometown is awesome.
There you go. Exactly. So tell me about the NRA's I Am America television show. What is this?
I Am Forever is airing on NRAnews.com, and it's a really fabulous story about actualizing the American dream and the types of personalities that it takes to become successful in our country. And we really take it back to the story unfolds around a man named Nick. He's a Greek immigrant, and when he grew up as a kid, he literally played with a Spam can in a mud puddle. They had nothing.
Okay.
And he came here with the concept that, and it was told that the streets of America are lined in gold. And when he got here, as a child, he was just horribly disappointed to find out that they weren't.
Right.
But it is. America's gold is opportunity.
It's available if you will work for it.
That's correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what do you do?
So I took these 2 women into the backcountry, and we literally lived out of backpacks and just reestablished the types of mental tenacity that it really takes to become a successful person in our culture.
Okay, so why? Who are the women? What are you doing out there?
I have Faith and Jessie. Faith is a military wife. Her husband is a 19-year SEAL, incredible man. They are wonderful patriots. And then Jessie's a single woman like myself. And, both of them wanted a more enriching experience. Number one, for Faith to take home to her family.
Okay.
And Jessie to become a more confident, independent woman.
Well, I've often talked about the whole idea of what you get out of being outdoors, of being not just like city park outdoors, but outdoors where there's no cell signal, and you have to, maybe you sit somewhere for 4 hours and no one says a word, and you just kind of become part of what's around you, and how that's not just intimidating, but actually literally frightening to a lot of people. But what a confidence builder it is when you realize, I can do this.
And this show was really beyond that, too. It was about pushing your mental process to take a risk.
Okay.
Because everything in life to be successful when it comes to business or personal relationships, whatever we do, we have to take a risk and put out effort not knowing if there's going to be a reward. And with this series, we did things that mentally and physically were risky. I mean, we rappelled off a 200-foot cliff. Mentally, the girls really had to overcome a lot.
Sure, it takes a lot to go over that edge. Yeah,
it takes a lot to go over the edge, but when you go over the edge, that's where we reach success, and that's what sustains freedom in our country.
So what's your background? How'd you get into this?
Well, I'm an NRA pistol instructor and also a refuse to be a victim instructor, and I hunt all over the country and world, and I'm an ambassador for conservation. I work with a lot of great conservation groups, and I love to shoot guns, so shooting FN guns was awesome. We got to shoot the new compact pistol. And, as a woman, it was wonderful to get to the range in practice with this pistol. Super easy to carry. And I really believe, as a woman, our first line of defense is ourselves. We can't wait for a phone call. We have to be responsible for our safety.
Anybody that doesn't understand that is living in a fantasy world.
Absolutely. Well, and the great thing about, this show, as women, we were getting this new instilled confidence, overcoming these mental obstacles. And then we were getting to the range, and a lot of women are kind of scared to carry a pistol if they've never shot before. They're a little intimidation. And, we got to the range. We had a great instructor. And FN's pistol is fabulous. It comes with 2 back straps from the factory.
Right, so you can get to fit your hand.
Exactly. So if you're a man carrying or a woman carrying, it's perfect for you. The front sight is enlarged so we could have quick target acquisition. And the women we walked away from this just extremely confident carrying and being firearms owners.
Also, it's just fun to take somebody who hasn't shot or hasn't shot much, really get them into it, have success, and it's like you can just see the smile. It's like they turn around and go, well, can we do it some more? I want to do it some more, right?
Well, we were running the DMR rifle, and I love shooting carbine. Like, that's...
Okay.
We topped ours with Swarovski optic, the 1-6. And, we're just firing off. And every time you hear that steel ring, I mean, there's no more precious sound than that.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So from the muzzle to 400 meters, when you hear it ring with a DMR, that's just unbelievable accuracy with that rifle. It was
absolutely.
Fabulous.
Well, just... shooting rifles is fun. Shooting rifles at long range is really fun.
Well, shooting a carbine at long range is really fun, too.
Right.
We had a blast.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go. So tell me about how people can see the show.
You can go on NRAnews.com. You can watch it. It's in a digital delivery, so you can watch it anytime you want.
You watch it on your phone. You watch it on your computer. Wherever you are, whenever you want, it's there. It's just kind of where video content delivery is going, or actually is more likely. So where do you go from here? What else are you going to be doing with this?
Well, we just came out with a whole nother series of short segments of tips and tactics. So we had some great instruction from Magpul Core, and you can actually now go on NRAnews.com also and watch some of us train with the two platforms, the DMR and the compact pistol. So if you're wanting to get some fundamental tips that are really, really quality that'll help you become a better shooter, it's a great platform now to also go and watch those.
Okay. So when you're not doing all of this kind of crazy work, what are you doing for fun?
This is fun.
Yeah, I know.
Does it get more fun than being outdoors and hunting and shooting guns? Yeah. I mean, I don't think there is anything better.
So how'd you get started as a hunter, as a shooter? How'd you get started in all that?
I'm a conservationist, and so I've worked with the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation.
Well, did you do this when you were young? Did you come to it as an adult?
Yes. My parents and I... we have mules, and I've been packing into the backcountry since I was 2 years old.
No, really?
Mm-hmm. So I'm literally have never been to Disneyland. So instead, I shoot guns and hunt.
That's our Disneyland.
That's right.
So you can actually run a string.
Yes.
You can.
Actually, I am getting ready to go to Canada. I assistant guide in Canada, and I will be assistant guiding a grizzly bear hunt where I wrangle horses and I cook and do all kinds of crazy things.
How is it that you're single? This is crazy.
Well, it's because I'm in the woods.
That's right. You're out in the woods. There you go. That is amazing. So now we have to get you into wing shooting, and we're going to get our buddy Ray. Something about Ray I got to tell you. I asked him one time, I said, Ray, how many clay targets have you shot? He thought for a minute. He said, what do you mean, like registered targets? I said, well, yeah, okay. He says, about 1.2 million.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, the guy is a machine.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is. And he's a really good instructor, which kind of brings me to one other point. And I know you have this in your head. People don't understand how much a good instructor can teach you in shooting so quickly. And pistol, rifle, shotgun, doesn't matter. So, if you get a chance to go get with a good instructor, it's time and money well spent, right?
Absolutely. And I plan on training actually with Ray because I'm cross-dominant. And I shoot right-handed, but Ray is trying to convince me to start shooting.
Well, see, Ray shoots left-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm right-handed, left eye dominant, and I shoot left shoulder. So, but it's a switch because you didn't start when you were 6 switching over.
I'm concerned about switching, so we're going to go with Ray. I'm going to just let him tell me what I need to be doing, and I'm going to get better at that.
Do whatever he says. It's like the really good instructors. Do whatever they say, try it, and then you're going to go, okay, yeah, that's kind of working for me. I see where that's going, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it, and then we'll have to go pheasant hunting or something.
There we go. Okay, so the show is I Am Forever, and they can see it on NRAnews.com.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with more gun talk from the NRA annual meetings.
Now, once again, broadcasting from the show floor at the NRA's annual 2016 meetings, Gun Talk continues.
All right, let me just tell you, everybody likes guns, but you know what's really fun is giving away guns. And we get to do that on Gun Talk a good bit because we work with a lot of our partners in this. And the great folks from Brownells, we had this incredible giveaway that we did. And the prize was this amazing package of an FN SCAR and an optic and some other cool stuff. Joining us right now is Pete Brownell from Brownells, of course. Hey, Pete.
Good afternoon.
So this is a great giveaway you guys have done. And the other part of this, the winner, gets to come to the NRA's annual meetings.
That's right.
You guys. You brought them out. And so we have Will Nation and we have Will Nation here.
Isn't that awesome?
That's right. We got father and son. And young Will is 10.
Yep.
10 years old, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. So, hey, welcome. And we had dinner tonight, last night with these guys. It was great. We had a good time.
It was great.
And Will showed me pictures of his mule deer he's killing. And all, I mean, you're a shooter. You're a hunter, aren't you?
I try. Get out.
No, you don't try. No. He's got some serious guns, and he shoots.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into hunting and shooting in the first place?
Well, my dad also, growing up, he took me out whenever he could, and we got out as often as we could. And growing up in rural Oklahoma, I was able to run around out on my own a lot.
Right.
that's how I started. So
there you go. And you got your son into it now.
Yeah, trying to brainwash him too, I guess. Get him into it.
Good.
So, yeah.
So tell me what you've been shooting. You said you're shooting 22?
Yeah, I started out with like a bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow, that's a good way to start. Okay, and shooting 22s a little bit now?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
All right, Will, you got to tell me. When you first heard that you had won this thing, tell me about how that came about.
I know. That happens at home all the time, too.
Somebody says, hey, Will, and both of you go, yes.
Right. I was contacted by Brownells, and I was honestly in a little bit of disbelief at first, You
think, okay, somebody's this is a joke, right? Somebody's pulling my leg.
It's one of those things you don't ever think anybody ever actually wins, but sure enough, I did, and here we are. And,
All right, so is this your first NRA meeting?
I've actually been to one before.
The one in Phoenix?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I went to that one when that's we're from there, so I was able to go to that one. And
I think it's bigger now, Pete.
It is. It is a lot bigger. Twice as big as it was last time it was here. So you're seeing a good one.
Yeah. It's crazy. You can't move through the halls. It's really nuts.
It's pretty darn busy.
So what have you guys seen that you liked so far?
I really liked at one of the places they showcased like an air rifle that shoots arrows, and it was pretty cool.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah,
that Crossman's got a.
That's pretty cool. Yes.
Yeah.
What do they call it? The air bow?
The air bow. That's right. It's a great one.
The air bow. That's pretty slick.
Yeah, we were down in the air rifle range, testing some things out. And
that's right. People don't know that there's a lot more to this. You can go to the air rifle range and you can shoot there.
Yep.
There's of course all sorts of seminars and instruction going on around here. Big, meeting halls everywhere. But of course, we also have this enormous exhibit hall where you can just.
Right.
It's like when people are walking around, talk about rubbernecking. I mean, you can have accidents walking into people out here because they just look and they go, whoa, stop, look at that gun. Whoa, that's so cool.
There's a lot of neat stuff on the floor right now. There's more than 500,000 square foot of exhibitor space
right
now. It's the biggest one ever. It's huge.
500,000 square feet here?
Yeah.
It's nuts. You know what it is? You can't see it all.
No, you can't. We've tried. And,
you guys been covering some ground, have you?
We have, and I don't think we're going to make it all. I don't think we're going to make it all in. So it's our little feet are getting tired, I think. So. Yeah.
Well, I also got to remember, young Will here's got to take about twice as many steps as you do.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
So I mean, that's the way it goes. But now, so have you gotten your scar yet?
I've gotten to handle it. It's I'll get it when I get home.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
That is a fine rifle.
It's a great rifle, and when we first started looking at it, I'm glad that a father-son team won this thing. There couldn't have been a better recipients in this group right here. We've got a good hunter out in Arizona, a good gun state, somebody who understands and appreciates the SCAR and what it can do.
And I can tell you from hanging around these guys last night, these are really good people, and this is a fine young man. You guys are raising them right.
Well, thank you. I have to say too, Brownells and FN, I can't thank them enough. And this has been a great experience.
It's pretty cool.
Package.
That's awesome.
It is.
I mean, I couldn't be happier. And of course, the other thing is what you may not know is that Pete and I have known each other for a long time. Our families have known each other for multi-generations, 3 generations now. And so when he's talking about the father-son thing, there's kind of that whole thing going on there too.
Right. Yeah.
So
and Will Nation, my God, that sounds that's a great name, you guys. Will Nation, especially right now when we've got to come together as a nation.
No kidding.
I'm telling you, man, this is a great.
So we got Will Nation 1 and Will Nation 2.
That's right.
That is terrific. I mean,
well, it is an important time, and that's the other reason I was glad to bring him too, so he could come and be a part of this as well. And
good, because it's not just about the guns; it's about the freedom. It's about America.
Yep.
And you get a good taste of that. The other thing you find out when you walk around here, and I'm going to throw this out there. Everywhere you go, I don't care how crowded it is, people are saying, "Excuse me, yes, sir," holding doors open for people.
That's right.
No matter what their age is, no matter who they are, that's just who this group is. It's not as portrayed by the New York Times.
Right. Yeah.
It's a bunch of good people out here.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, Brownells family has definitely made us feel like part of the family, and
That's good.
It's indicative of the industry as a whole, I think.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I know you're looking forward to taking that rifle out. You're shooting at Ben Avery out there, right?
Yep, that's where I do a lot of the shooting. So, yeah.
You'll be able to ring that rifle out there for sure.
Yep. That's good.
Yep.
That's pretty good. That's a great range out there. And there's no reason in the world, young man, that you can't be shooting that rifle. We'll
have to get him warmed up to it. So,
there you go. Just and then you're off to the races, because once you get one gun, then you get another gun, and you get another gun, and that's what we do, because that's our sickness.
That's right. That's right.
We love it. Well, congratulations. I am so glad to meet you guys. I'm glad you came out here. This is great.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And by the way, it was a great meal last night, wasn't it?
It was. It was.
One of those restaurants that turns around and around, you get dizzy in it. So there you go. All right, thanks so much. Pete, don't go anywhere. I'm going to hold you over, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
I'm just as good as these guys. When will I get my chance to prove it?
Your chance is now. American Marksman is a nationwide series of target shooting competitions designed to give you your big break. Think you've got what it takes to go home with $50,000? Visit ammarksman.com to register today. That's ammarksman.com. American Marksman. Are you the one?
When it's all on the line, you can count on Trijicon Optics. Earning its reputation in combat and on hunts in all corners of the world, Trijicon comes through. The new AccuPower rifle scopes feature battery-powered illuminated reticles, variable power, adjustable brightness, plus they're waterproof. The years of waiting, the dollars spent, your hunt of a lifetime comes down to a single moment. Get Trijicon quality. Trijicon.com. Trijicon.com.
Hi, this is Tom Gresham from Gun Talk. America is losing critical wildlife habitat at a rate of 1 football field every hour. It's happening on the Louisiana coast, but it's critical to all sportsmen and conservationists. These precious wetlands provide winter habitat for more than 10 million ducks and geese annually, waterfowl that migrate north through dozens of states. Don't shrug it off. Get involved. You can help. Visit vanishingparadise.org.
The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
Okay, back at the FN booth at NRA's annual meetings in Louisville. We're visited now by Pete Brownell, and of course, Pete, been here a lot of times for Brownells, but also, Pete, you are now, what is your second?
Right, I'm the first vice president of the NRA.
Vice president. How does that progression move? When does that happen?
So today represents the first year for Alan Coors, who's the president right now.
Okay.
And he just got through running a very good members meeting, great members meeting.
Right.
Wayne and Chris gave great speech. It's been a very important year. He has one more year, and then after that, I'm in the slot for 2 years. And then, really exciting guy coming up behind me, Richard Childress. Great.
From race car Childress. Yep. Yes, exactly. So, obviously, one of the big things that was happening out here yesterday was Donald Trump showed up and spoke. Man, he mesmerized everybody.
He did. And I think more importantly, to satisfy people's curiosity about how committed is he going to be to the Second Amendment. Don Trump Jr., his son, is a phenomenal competitive shooter. He is an individual that is one of us, dyed in the wool, Second Amendment supporter, lives it, breathes it. He's someone that's going to be able to advise any kind of Second Amendment issue that will come up over the next 4 to 8 years.
He's the real deal. I was talking to somebody from New York State, and he says, look, these guys have been life members of the New York Rifle and Pistol Association for 8 or 10 years. Yeah. This is not something they did for an election.
No, they're the real guys.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump, probably the only presidential candidate of the 18, 19, 30 people we saw up there that actually has a concealed carry permit.
Oh, there you go. So, and in New York, which is pretty darn hard to get.
That's right. And you can't just get those because you snap your fingers. You
exactly right. All right, so And I know that a lot of people are like me saying, I don't know about Trump. I don't know.
No.
I'll tell you, the more, there's two things, really. And we've talked about this.
Right.
One is, of course, it can't be Hillary Clinton.
Right.
It's real simple. That makes the choice easy. But the other is, I'm really starting to get a comfort level with Donald Trump. And it's not the more I hear about him in the news. You know what it is? Around here, I'm meeting people who actually know him and have spent time with him.
Right.
And that's what's giving me the comfort. They say, I had somebody say, look, I was in a meeting with Donald Trump and 25 people he does business with, and we had a good meeting about Second Amendment and everything. But the people who had done work with him said, look, let me tell you something about him. If Donald Trump shakes your hand on a deal, you don't need a contract.
Right.
And, I mean, we're talking about multi-billion-dollar deals. He said, that's the kind of guy he is. And went, okay, that's the kind of guy I like to be around.
Well, that represents our industry. When your word is your bond, your name is, which he puts everywhere, stands for something. And when he says something up front, he means it.
Right.
It's not just rhetoric that he's going to back away and do an 80-degree turn on it and take off and do something else. He's starting to, he's really, his voice, the reason we have non-traditional candidates coming up is people are just tired of the lies and the crap that we hear from politicians on either side. And I don't want to say it's these or are. It's both sides do that.
It's why there's a Bernie Sanders.
That's right.
Because they've got the same thing going on that side.
That's right. So, people are saying the Republican Party is crumbling. I don't think so. It's just redefining itself.
Right. Exactly.
That's right.
I think there's just change taking place.
It's a good thing. And I think he's a good candidate.
So what's the NRA's role in all of this?
Well, the NRA's role, it's interesting. Every candidate we had on the Republican side, and I would even say Bernie to a degree, I would say more of the Republicans, though.
Sure.
Were good gun supporting and life members, regardless of what candidate they were supporting or behind.
Right.
And we've got to reconcile the fact that even though we had our small differences, there's pros and cons to every of the candidates. No one's going to be perfect.
We don't have Mr. Perfect running.
There is no perfect. The one thing that is unifying, though, is that we do have a candidate that, on the right-hand side, in Trump, that is a Second Amendment supporter. The NRA's role could bring together the right side more than any other, even Trump might, because our voters and our members and Americans want someone that, to Trump's point that you said earlier, when he says he's going to do something, he's going to do something. He's building trust. The NRA has always stood for freedom and trust and ethics and fighting for the American right of way. And if we can continue to provide that between now and, forever, but when we come to November 2nd and we get to vote, make sure you vote for someone who understands the values and vote. Maybe don't stay on the sidelines, because you're doing that. If you do that, you're voting for someone who doesn't support the Second Amendment.
If you're on the sidelines, you're voting for Hillary Clinton. I'll just say that. You can maybe say that. But all right, so the show here, we got a couple of minutes left here. Unbelievable attendance this year. Yesterday there was a line on the interstate 7 miles long, stopped to get in. It was 2 to 3 hours to get here. And, of course, we still have the New York Times saying, well, gun ownership is actually going down in America. What, really? Are you kidding me?
I haven't seen that. I haven't felt that at Brownells. I didn't see it yesterday. I don't feel it when I'm bumping into everybody here shoulder to shoulder.
Right.
This is the largest NRA show we've ever had. It's over 500,000 square foot. We have probably the largest head count walking through the door we'll ever have this year.
Really?
Yeah, there's an interest for making sure America stays free, and I think America is voting by showing up.
They are. They're all here. And I'll tell you something else I'm seeing here. There's more diversity here than I've ever seen before.
Yes.
Ages, sexes, different races, everybody is represented here because freedom and rights, constitutional rights, cut across all boundaries.
That's right. That is the one unifying issue. Everybody cares about their own personal freedom. We may define it a little bit differently. I think everybody cares about universal and their personal freedoms. And it's just showing up. It's showing up. People are finally getting off the couch and doing something by showing up and being present. And I encourage every one of your listeners to grab themselves and their families and their neighbors and their clubs to go show up specifically on November 2nd and vote.
Well, and to do that, the first thing you have to do is make sure you're registered to vote.
There you go.
Because there are a lot of people who haven't voted in a while and they don't realize they go off the rolls. So you have to make sure you are registered, and you usually have to do that maybe 30 or even 60 days out, depending on the state.
Right.
So step one is, and it's like I was amazed there actually are NRA members who are not registered, probably because they don't realize that. But
I know,
this is the year you got to make it happen.
Well, and I also hear grumblings. Oh, I'm not going to vote for well, I'm not going to go, blah, blah. You're voting for Hillary. Now, the importance is, I know we got a short bit of time. The Second Amendment is on the ballot because right now, and Chris will say it, we are at a deadlock when it comes to Second Amendment on the Supreme Court.
Right.
That is a critical one.
There you go. Thank you, Pete.
Thank you.
All right. Be right back. All right, we are having fun at the NRA's annual meetings here. It is just a blast to meet lots of new people, and I just met a young shooter that I am really delighted to meet you. Alexis Welch has joined us now. How are you?
I am amazing, thank you.
Yes, you are amazing, as a matter of fact. That's great. Where do you live?
I live in Owensboro, Kentucky. Very good place.
Okay. And how old are you?
I am 9. I just turned 9, actually.
Oh, you're getting old then. Yeah, okay, there you go. So you are a shooter, I gather. How'd you get into shooting? Tell me about the story.
I got into shooting with my papa. He introduced me to it because, well, at first we just looked for something to do and all that, and now we've gotten into it a lot, and I started to think, I want to be like the other people doing the matches. And then pretty soon, I gathered all of it and started to want to be in the Air Force, and that's a lot of my family tradition.
Really? Yeah. So you're planning on being in the Air Force. What do you want to do in the Air Force? You want to fly airplanes?
I want to actually help out.
Okay.
I want to help people here.
Okay, just help people by being in the Air Force. Well, that's pretty cool.
I don't know if it's part of it.
Okay, well, you know what? They'll figure it out. And you have a lot of time to work that out before you get there. That's the good part. Now, you're working with Texas Armament and Technology, the Aguila ammunition people, doing that, and they're one of your sponsors, right?
Yeah.
What kind of shooting do you do? Is it rifle, pistol, shotgun? What do you like?
I am rifle and pistol. Pistol, a little bit of 9mm, but rest of it I do both with 22, and Aguila is amazing with all their
they're taken care of
great
with the ammo. Yeah, it's great to get. We call that OPA, other people's ammo.
Yeah.
Always a good thing. We like to have OPA.
And thanks to Volkortson, they gave me this amazing gun for free.
Oh man, those are great guns, aren't they?
Stripling Custom also flipped them out and put my name on it.
Really? Well, that's pretty cool. So are you shooting in some matches now?
I'm actually shooting at a lot of matches. Next week, I'm going to Alabama.
What are you going to do there?
We're going to shoot.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Just going to pretty much shoot. That'll work for me. Shoot. You know, hey, look, to be 9 years old, have free ammo and shoot. What's wrong with that, right?
Nothing.
I like it.
Having fun.
Having fun.
Having fun and training.
So now, do you? How much do you shoot through the week? Do you get to shoot like every week?
Till October. October, we're packed full of going places, local matches. I'm taking this to the top level.
Are you really? Okay. So what's that mean, top level? You going to be like win the world championship at some point?
That's what I'm planning on to do. And after I achieve that goal, I'm just going to go for the Air Force.
That is a great goal. I love that. So how old were you when you started shooting?
5.
Okay. So you've been shooting, pretty close to 4 years now. Who are your heroes when you go out and shoot? Who do you like to hang around with? Who are the top shooters you know now?
I know top shooters, but I also know a lot of good friends like Mackenzie and Zoe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who are out here right in front of us watching you do this. Okay.
Yes, and Hunter Kale, also known as Nubs.
Okay.
And Cheyenne Dalton.
Sure.
And Austin Chamberlain. I know he got disqualified at the World Championships, but I was like his legacy, so.
Okay. Well, hey, that happens. People get DQ'd sometimes.
DQ'd. Go to Dairy Queen when you get DQ'd, and also go to DJ, because when you get DQ'd, post it on the Facebook, and then you can go get some food.
There you go.
Some yummy food.
All right, Alexis Welch, I'm looking forward to seeing you win the World Championship and your career in the Air Force. It's a pleasure. Thank you, darling. You're just as sweet as you can be. Thank you. All right, don't go far. We'll be right back with more gun talk.
Goodbye.
You did it!